Okay, so the next question is prime Fibonacci, and this is a pretty simple question again. But this time TCS has had a flaw in this question, which I'll get onto later. Okay, so let's discuss the logic for this question at the first place. So before discussing anything, the constants for this question are 100 at most. So the range of the constants are 2 and 100. That is, you can use any damn approach to solve this, and you will get an accepted answer no matter what you do, because 100 can be accepted for exponential as well, right? So I'll move on to the logic part now. So the problem is, in the beginning I'll be given two integers, let's say n1 and n2. I'll take an example, 2 and 40. Okay. Now what I have to do is I have to find all the prime numbers between n1 and n2. Okay. Okay. So my list one becomes 2, 3, 5, 7, 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, 29, 31, 37. I hope I'm right with the list. I might have missed anything. So never mind, whatever the list generates, we have to generate all the primes between 2 and 40. Okay. And then the second step is make all possible unique combinations of numbers from prime list. Okay. So I have to generate all the possible combinations of these two numbers. So step two is pretty simple. That is, you have to generate all the pairs. That is my list two. That becomes pair one will be 2 and 3. Pair 2 will be 2 and 5, and then 27, and then 211, 213, 217, 219, 223. Okay, I'll do this. Okay, so 2 and 40. Okay, so I'll consider the primes for 2 and 40 from this place to this place. Okay, that is 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, 29, 31, and 37. This is my step 1. Okay, so I'll move on to the second step, that is generation of all the pairs. That is 23, 2 and 3, then 2 and 5, then 2 and 7, then 2 and 11, 2 and 13, 2 and 17, and so on. Okay, I'll take another example for 31 to understand this better. So 31. 31 will generate me a pair of 312, that is 31 and 2, 31 and 3, 31 and 5, 31 and 7, 31 and 11, till 31 and 29. And then from like I won't be generating 31 and 31. So 31 and 29, and after this I'll be generating 31 and 37. 3137. Then comes, so that's it, because there's nothing after this 41. This is my list for better computation, but this will be ignored. Okay, so I'll move on to the next part, that is from the new list again find all the prime numbers. Okay, so this is a list of numbers. Okay, I'll tell you what is the length of this. See, so far I've generated 132 combinations. Like there are 132 numbers which are generated in my new list. Out of these 132 numbers, it is not necessary that all the generated numbers are primes. For example, 25 is not a prime, 27 is not a prime, and so on. So I have to find out what numbers are prime. So I have to make another list. Okay, so I'll make another list now. Okay, so this is my new list, and this is the list of only prime numbers out of this list. So you can see how much my length has reduced. Okay, so out of 132 numbers, there were only 34 numbers that were primes. So which are 3719, 2311, 137, 523, 1931, 23, and so on. So out of these 34 numbers, I have to find the minimum number in this list, which is 23. And then I have to find out the maximum number in this list, which is 3719. So 23 and 3719 are my new terms, which I'd call them A, comma B, that is 23, comma 3719. So my A becomes 23, B becomes 3719. Now what I have to do is We all know Fibonacci series. So the in the default by default Fibonacci series starts with 0, 1, and the next number is sum of the previous two numbers, that is 1, and then 2, and then 3, and then 5, and so on. Okay. So in this case, I am given a Fibonacci series of 23 and 3719, and I have to generate n terms. This will go till n terms, and this n terms are given by the list of these prime numbers, that is 34. So I have to generate 34 terms, that is I have to generate 32 more terms. So my next term would become 3741. 3742, it's a 3742, right? 20, 3742. Okay. And then the next term would become 7000 something, and so on. So I am generating the new list, that is using these A and B. I'll be generating a Fibonacci series till 34 terms, and whatever my 34th term is, I'll print that answer, which in this case is 131580066689. I'll show you how the list is being generated as well. Mm, See, this is how my list is generated: 233719, then this number, then this number, then this number, up to this number, and this is my final answer. That is the 34th term of this Fibonacci series. So I'll simply print this answer, and my code is any set of input. My code becomes this. This is my final answer for 2 and 100. So this is how this code is working. So this was just the logical part, and this year this question was having a flaw, that this question was not being implemented with Python, because Python has this variable thing that there is no limit for an integer. That is, a variable could store any value, that is I can go as high as 2 raised to 125, and this x is gonna store that as well. But when it comes to C and C++, this x is having some limit, for example 4 bytes or 8 bytes. So no matter what, the answer could never be this big because of overflow. So if you are gonna implement this question, it has to be done in C or C++ this year, because it is not wrong with Python, it is basically wrong with TCS this year. So yeah, so if you're gonna implement this question, the logic has to be this. I mean, this is the logic that I could think of. But if you implement the same logic in Python, it is gonna give you a wrong answer error, and if the same logic is implemented in C or C++, it will get accepted.
इसीलिए वो मॉपिटा देते हैं, जैसे कि वो टेस्ट कर रहे हैं. Okay, whenever you release an application, what happens is you release something called as a beta application. Why they will release it? Because that is a testing process. अच्छा हमारा platform सही जा रहा है नहीं जा रहा है, right? When there is something wrong, now itself you can communicate with them, so they might fix it when there is actually the core beta comes. Ashish, you have a question?
There any other logic to implement this program in Python? See, the logic, the process has to be, I mean, just a sec. See, the process flow has to be exact same. I mean, exact same process is given. But if you have to print this in Python itself, then you have to take care of this overflow thing. That is, after 2 raised to 63 minus 1, that is this number, you have to reset your counter. So the test cases, I mean, whenever your output is lesser than this, there's no problem. But whenever your output is gonna exceed this, I'll give an example: 2 raised to 64. If your output is larger than this, see, this number is different and this number is different, right? Shit. 2 raised to 63. Sorry. Yeah, see, this number and this number is different by just 1. There's a difference of 1. But this very same number in C++ will be represented as something like this. C++ will represent this number as this number. So what you have to do is, in Python you have to calculate the value of out, that is your cth variable, while calculating the Fibonacci series, and whenever the variable is higher than this, you have to handle it in the way of C++. That is, you have to take 2's complement, not 2's complement actually. You have to find out what is the negative value of the number if the counter is being reset by 1. But if the counter is being reset more than once, then 2's complement trick won't work. You have to go for finding out how many times the counter is being resetted, and then you have to calculate the value, and you have to take modulo of it. It's a pretty lengthy process, so I'd suggest to shift to C or C++ for time being. But I guess this will be corrected during code beta. It's a bug by TCS. You don't have to worry about it. Is there any online thing to convert code from Python to C++? नहीं भाई, ऐसा नहीं है. How do you combine integers in C or C++? Combine integers. Do you mean the range? Like how to store larger numbers? Then it is done by taking a suitable data type, like long int. In a 64-bit compiler, that would take 8 bytes, that is 2 raised to 64. 2 raised to 63 minus 1 if it is signed, and 2 raised to 64 if it is unsigned. How the Fibonacci numbers are generated? Can you explain again? बिल्कुल.
I'm saying that when you were running that code, after that number, many numbers were generated which were Fibonacci. I'm asking
Yeah.
that how was that generated?
Okay, so in this case, I'll switch back to
I
ideally.
know the
So,
logic of Fibonacci series.
okay, fine. Let's get back to ideally. Your question is, I guess I'm having these two numbers. So how this series is generated, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so my first term is 23, and the second term is 3719. Okay,
Yeah.
I've got to this. So my third term
Yeah.
becomes the addition of two terms, and my
Okay.
third term becomes the addition of this number and this number.
Okay.
Similarly, my next term becomes the addition of this number and this number.
You have to produce 34 numbers with these two numbers, right?
Yeah, I have to produce
23
34
and
numbers with two numbers.
okay.
Done, sir,
And
I
sir,
guess.
in between 240, the prime numbers are till 37. Then after 37, why are we taking more numbers which are prime in the list?
Okay. See, I have done this to increase my efficiency of the program. Because if I am gonna calculate prime numbers, I'm having two options: to either calculate the prime numbers to a given range, or I could simply write prime numbers till 100, because the constants are 100.
Yes.
So I'm simply using this logic, that I am taking all the prime numbers till 100, and then whatever my requirement is. See, if my requirement is 40,
Your
my upper
size
bound is
that
40.
till that, right?
Yeah, I'll take
मतलब
it till
ये
30, 37 only.
ठीक है, I understood. Thank you, sir.